Welcome to another short and sweet video. In this video, I want to talk about a concept that make my whole journey of discovering self-discovery, discovering myself, learning about spirituality. In my process of creating, choosing my own concepts, how I wanted to use them. But yeah, especially in the self-discovery space, in the self-discovery journey, in my process. And the concept is called expanders. It's huge. It's huge, and I want to start by saying that we already know this concept, we already know this idea, we already use it, we are just not aware, we just haven't give it a name to that thing that we do. And the idea of this concept, expander, I learned this concept from a very great brand where I learned a lot of my shadow work and inner child work. The brand is called To Be Magnetic. Because it's gonna be a short and sweet video, I'm not gonna tag anything. I'm not gonna edit this video. I'm just gonna post it right how it is. To Be Magnetic. You can Google it, you will find a lot of information about them. Lacey Phillips is the founder. I learned so much. I studied this brand, I followed this brand for many years. And I have to say, the whole intention of my channel is to help break down all these concepts. When I first started To Be Magnetic, I had to spend a lot of time kind of like catching up, understanding what they were talking about. And I always had that feeling like I want to emphasize, I'm not criticizing the way coaches and teachers, people like this brand, Lacey Phillips, have done it, because I'm super grateful for their work, and maybe they just didn't have the awareness I have now. They probably started sharing their work and their knowledge when they were already pros in what they were doing. They were already masters. And what I find in the intention of my channel is that it is really difficult, and it's connected to the subject of this video. It is really difficult to find people that you can easily relate to in this space of self-discovery, in the spirituality, when you are becoming aware, and when you're becoming when you're getting curious about it. Like, you go and watch all these videos and everyone is a pro, a super master, and you are like, sure, intellectually I understand what you're talking about, but how do you get there? So the how to get there is what I would love to share in this channel. That's one of the intentions of why I want to, since being a beginner, I want to share and show how I'm experiencing everything that I'm showing in these videos, and everything that I've been teaching, sharing in these videos. I am currently applying these things into my life. I'm still working on these things. It's not like I have 10 or 20 years of working with clients or things like that, where just like you even forget about how it used to feel when you first learned that thing, that concept, that tool that started transforming your life. So 6 months of my channel, and when I started the channel, it was the moment where I was like, I'm getting a lot of breakthroughs. I'm getting to that juicy place where I'm just like, I was sharing with everyone, and everyone, around me, my family, my friends would be like, oh my God, that's super cool. I started feeling like I was finding a great way to translate these concepts, to communicate, to teach the concepts. I hope that idea is clear. Like, I started feeling like it was important that I not only share with my friends and close people, but I was like, if these close people around me are having these breakthroughs and experiences just by me sharing what I'm learning, like, why not to bring this to a bigger amount of people, not to keep it just for few people. Those are the intentions of the channel. And the concept I'm talking about, the expanders, I learned them from To Be Magnetic, and it was huge in my whole process. And in a way, I want to say that I want to be that expander like I'm not forcing, I'm not like, you know, grabbing you and you know, forcing you to see me as your expander. I want to put myself out there for whoever needs someone that is going through this process, maybe a little bit farther ahead, that it feels like, oh God, if she can do it, I can do it. So I already explained what an expander is. Expander is that person that maybe it's a little farther in something that we are working on, something that we want, something that we desire in our lives. I have tons of them for different things. So if we talk about the idea of manifestation, to be magnetic focuses on manifestation. We want them. We want to work with expanders. We want to have them in our lives because Lacey, for example, she explains that we need to see to believe. It's how our brains, how our minds like to work. Humans, we are used to working that way. You know, if we see our sibling jumping from, I don't know, a first floor or something like that, you know, like something that is higher, that's high. Like it would be easier for us if we see someone else first doing it. Then for some people, like I don't care, I can always be the first one doing things, but you know, for some people in some areas also, I love, and it's important. I'm sorry, like I don't want to sound super confusing. In the example of jumping, I want to be always the first. I can be the first. But in other things in life, seeing how, for example, an example of my sister, she was working for many years in this company. She was feeling very worn out. She was very unhappy, and she had a friend that worked at a way bigger company. Her friend had my sister's dream job. She was like, oh my God, amazing. The salary, the team, the company, their vision, their philosophy, everything is what my sister wanted. The fact that my sister had a friend already working at the company, they are same age, they probably went to school for similar things, like they were very similar. The fact that my sister had that reference, like, okay, if she did it, she has these skills, these abilities that are not far from what I can do. So if she can do it, I can do it too. So I hope you're now understanding a little more about what an expander is. And there are expanders, I would say, like some celebrities can be your expanders. They can expand you in some areas. Let's say like the way they speak, you're like, oh my God, I feel so inspired, I would love to speak, communicate in that way. The way they dress, like we use, that's one of the examples that I wanted to bring up. With fashion, we do it all the time. You know, we see someone that has super cool style, wears, I don't know, something that you haven't seen, and you're like, oh, I want to wear it like that person wears it, and maybe my own way. So and that was a great example because I want also to bring up the subject of competing and comparing. An expander, sometimes, well, so I would love to invite you to start finding expanders for those things that you want to call in, those things that you want to bring into your life, or you know, the next year. You know, start thinking, I don't know, if you want to something related to the resolutions, you know, you want to start a new diet, or you want to change a habit. Think of someone that you know that has done it, or maybe someone on social media that is talking about how they did it, you know. So we already do these things, we just don't know what we're doing in that process, but we are seeing how the person is doing it, how they did it, and we are getting all the nuggets, we're getting all the insights of how they did it, so we can apply it. So that's the concept, that's the idea of having those expanders. And I would love to invite you also to find about expanders that you already have in your life. And let's say we can go to the like food and fashion, I think are the most common ones that come to my mind right now. But in these days, I feel like after the pandemic, there is a big focus on mental health, self-development. So probably you follow accounts that talk about romantic relationships, like codependency and attachment styles. I don't know. Of I don't know. There are many brands that, yeah, I'm sure we all follow the same brands, the same accounts. So those are expanders too. They're expanding your consciousness. I know it sounds a little hippie, but expanding your knowledge. The things that you already know. They're just uh, teaching you things. It's not more complicated than that. So just being aware that you already have those, it will help you to really fully understand the concept that I'm explaining about uh, expanders. It will just help you to um, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, it's like you can do both. Start finding the ones you already have and start looking for the new ones, for the new things that you want in your life. So I wanted to explain that because wanted to make that point separately from the competition and comparing, because a lot of the times something really cool that happens is that we are not even looking for expanders and they come to our lives. We are just like doing normal life, not thinking about expanders, and then we have interactions where we realize, oh my god, this is an expander. I didn't know I was looking for one, but it is helping me to expand the things that I know about this subject of this situation. How that works. A lot of the times we have the wrong idea about feeling envious and jealous. We all experience these emotions. Just so you know, even me, I'm still feeling, honestly, maybe that's why I got inspired to talk about this subject. I've been feeling very envious of this new friend, and it's very intense. Like, as you probably know now, like I've been working on myself, on learning about my patterns, my behaviors, all these things. So for me, it's kind of funny when I feel very envious. I'm like, what is this? I know you already know. So this new person, I don't know this person that much. We have had a few interactions that haven't been that great. So she's already like that interaction with her is already activating other things. So I already know that we're not gonna get along that well, that probably we're not gonna be friends. But it's one of those moments, one of those situations where I'm like, I already know this is not going anywhere, but I feel so inspired by her lifestyle. And I have that thing of a little bit of being envious. So what I want you to take from this example is that whenever we feel envy, that's the sign that we are getting expanded, that we might be interacting, we might be having a new expander in our lives. So I love talking about this subject because it's just like a, a win-win. If you can see it that way. I feel like I'm not probably doing the best job at explaining this, but feeling envious, it's always good. That's what I want to say. Whenever you feel envious, that means that the situation, the person is showing you something that you probably know you wanted. So when I have that feeling, I get very curious, and so I was obsessed. For example, early today, looking at her Instagram, and I was like, "What is it about her that I like? Is the how she embodies her feminine? Is how she wears very freely whatever she wants? How authentically she wears, crazy things when she wears very crazy outfits. It's her lifestyle, it's her career. Like, I spent a little time letting my heart take in, like giving myself the opportunity to say, I want that. How good is that feeling? We just don't like to feel it that way. We just like to maybe look at a magazine or something on TV and get the inspiration. We don't like when we see it from someone else that maybe we don't like, another person that maybe we're not getting along that well. So that's what is envy. We just have another associations. We, at some point in our lives, a lot of people decided that being envious is something negative, so we add a lot of crazy meaning to the sensation of being envious. But being envious is just a sensation that is letting you know you want this, you want what this person already has. So it's in you to add meaning and hate the person and create whatever crazy story you want to create, or just see it as an opportunity, as inspiration. So that whole thing about envious and comparing ourselves, I think that's what I wanted to explain. So an expander, it's a happy place. Whenever you think from now on in that word, I would love to invite you to think that it's a happy thing. It's just you're getting inspiration from that person. So an expander shouldn't be, like a bad, like you shouldn't create bad meaning around the idea of, how of your expanders. Uh, our minds can be very creative and create crazy stories, as I was saying. So yeah, there's not a need to compete or to feel like you need to compete or you need to compare yourself. Like in the moment you start comparing yourself to your expander, you are losing the opportunity to receive what is that thing, what is that feeling, to receive or to really see what is that thing that that person has that you want. So don't allow those behaviors, those beliefs of wanting to compare or compete with people, especially your expanders. Like hopefully, yeah, you don't do it with any other person, but especially with your expanders, just be open and be curious. Curiosity, that's the thing. Like whenever you are in their space, you are looking at them on social media or you're interacting with them in real life, turn on your curiosity and just be present. I have another video talking about how to be present. I will link that below. And just allow yourself to take in what is it about this person that feels like I want it, and allow yourself to want that thing, to desire that thing, to allow yourself, yeah, to have the desire. That's something that I want. It's good. I know I can get a little transcendental and deep with my explanations, but I know you're getting the point. Isn't it an amazing feeling when you feel like I want that trip, I want to go to this place, I want to wear a dress like this, I want to do a makeup like this, I want to cook this recipe. I'm talking about simple things, but yeah, like think about major things like, oh my god, I want to move to this city, I want that feeling, I want the feeling of being, I just moved to Miami 3 months ago, I wanted the feeling of being warm, I didn't want to be in the cold, I don't like the cold. So isn't it a great feeling? I want to get married. I don't know, that just came to my mind. Like if you maybe never wanted to get married and one day you have an expander, your friend just told you like I just got engaged, and you felt a little envious, like allow yourself to feel that deeply. Like just let the feeling take you, experience it. Like what is it? Give yourself the opportunity to feel into those feelings. You never thought you wanted to be married. How does it feel like to think that I could be married? Just curiosity. Be curious for a little bit. Maybe you say that you don't like it, that you want that thing. I don't think that's the direction you're gonna take it. Whenever we feel envy and whenever we feel that inspiration, that's probably the way our hearts and our selves or true selves want to go. All right, that's the whole concept about expanders. I hope this is helpful. I hope you have a lot of fun. I was thinking before the video, because an expander is a term that to be magnetic created, I was like, should I create my own term? But no, I want to honor that I learned this term from to be magnetic. I want to honor the fact that I might be your expander, and I want to allow you from now on if you came to this video, if this video came to your life, to use this term, and maybe you can be expander. You're already an expander for other people. Have fun with this term. I think we all should be thankful for Lacey Phillips and To Be Magnetic that created this super fun and helpful term name for this concept. All right, peace and love. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.